What's up, you wonderful, beautiful nerds? I am your humble host, Shin the Hero, and you are going to be watching To Be Hero Episode 3 discussion by the Anime Association. But before we get into that, please do me a favor. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the association very much. And it's very free for you guys. So at the front, there will be spoilers for this episode 3, and in the beginning, we'll probably just talk about our initial thoughts of the episode. But after that, it's all off the tables. Let me introduce my panelists. We have Kyle who? Kyle what? Kyle Tim.
Times 10. You can't forget that. Don't forget the times 10.
And the man with the plan and the coolest flow, Forbes.
There you go. I know you ain't gonna never call me that right there though.
All right, fellas. What was your general thought about episode 3 of To Be Hero?
So I thought it slowed down a lot from the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
It still kept somewhat of the story beat going, obviously with how it went. But I thought overall, it was a very well put together story episode. It wasn't really action packed too much, and they kept it more contained than the other two episodes. So I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it.
I mean, it did feel like kind of a building on plot from the first two episodes to this episode, but this episode did feel more like its own standalone episode, if that makes sense. Forbes, how you feel about it?
I really feel like the episode really shed some more light on the company, basically, on like how far they would go to really cover some stuff up just to keep the hero in that image. Whole time, this man couldn't even bend his knees.
Oh, like, yeah, we'll get into that.
The way they put that story together, like, yeah, it kind of felt out of place, but at the same time, it still fit. You know what I'm saying? It fit the whole. This is what I'm looking for. Premise, basically. Coming from the second episode with all the fighting and stuff, it was a great slowdown, though.
What, Tim? What you just gonna say?
I was just saying it did feel like it was a standalone in a sense, but I do agree with Forbes that it still fit the theme, and I am excited to actually talk about the whole standing thing and just get more into the power structure of it, because I was confused.
Yeah, let's get into the plot and characters then. Like, the main plot was about what's the hero name? Firm. That was his name. I was calling him
or something.
I was calling him Luke Cage at home. That's what I was calling him. Because like when that speedster just slammed into him and turned into paste, I was like, oh, so he's just Luke Cage. That's what he is.
That reminded me of The Boys when the speedster did it the other way around.
Yeah.
Well, my man just turned around and went and got another soda. He wasn't even worried about what hit him.
He didn't even know what hit him.
So it was basically this episode. This episode was basically for the viewers. This episode was basically about Nice, our main character, trying to get his rank up and getting into the rank of the top 10 heroes, and which he accomplishes in doing that. And we do get a little bit more of like how the power system works in this, and how
it's confusing.
How this kind of how the ranking system works and everything like that. But like character wise, did our boy is our boy? I forget what his Chinese name is. The
Lin Ling.
Lin Ling.
Yeah.
Is he becoming nice? Like for real?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what it's looking like.
Or do we feel like he's becoming his own
Well,
hero.
so I think he's becoming the actual persona of Nice. I
Mhm.
feel like there's something more nefarious with the original Nice. Like he doesn't fit
Yeah.
who Nice really is. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what pushed him over the edge, literally, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think he really is becoming the embodiment of Nice. I think there's something with the suit, like it might hold some
His
previous
essence.
energy from the previous people, if that makes sense, because we know that's how the suit kind of operates,
Yeah, it
is
does.
from the people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that it's holding on to the previous people, but he's also becoming what the ultimate version of what Nice represents.
I'm just trying to figure out how do they get the powers though? Like,
Well,
how
from my understanding, with the power, the little power system is
Mhm.
like his power. You get your powers things kind of basically from likes. Basically,
Mhm.
like the trust system is the trust thing. The more trust you have, the more powerful you get. And then like Nice's like main power is like he has super strength and agility and stuff like that. Like that's basically what his
He's like
main power
Superman,
is.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Where his girlfriend, the chick from the episode 2, her
Mhm.
main ability was to teleport. That was her
Yeah.
power and everything like that.
Damn, you
And
should teleport
To
down.
wherever Nice was, right? That was the
yeah,
power?
yeah. And with Firm man here, like his big thing was he just stands firm. He's built like a wall basically.
Mhm.
And that was
He
his
definitely
main
stood firm.
that was his thing. That was his thing. I don't know if because it seemed like he was a regular dude who just, when the building fell on the little
Mhm.
girl and he was just holding it the whole time,
That's
it seemed like he was just a regular guy and he was
Yeah.
just endured that the entire time until they found him. And then when they gave him that little bracelet, because I think most of it comes from that bracelet
technology.
thing, the technology and everything. And then when he got his little shoes where he couldn't bend his knees, like that was crazy. That was crazy. Like when he was going back talking about, he was like, yeah, because everybody had when he was living in the house, my man couldn't even use the bathroom.
Yeah. That was really the crazy thing about it, because we seen at first when it was going on, I was thinking, okay, maybe it's only Nice who has the power that operates this way. But then there's obviously something else, because when the boots broke, he broke. So he lost everything at that point in time.
Yeah.
So
but his body was still stiff. I'm not sure if y'all noticed that at the end.
Yeah, his body was
still stiff.
Yeah.
It's a very confusing power system.
It is. It seemed like they're really just doing it like a whole video game for real. Like, and once they jump in those suits, they log in basically. And if the fans love them the most, like that's where their strength come from. 'Cause that's what they kept on saying to the guy that's acting like Nice right now. Like all the head execs and everything.
Yeah.
Like they were saying that they were like, if they believe that you are Nice, you are gonna be nice.
Yeah, because like even in episode in episode 1, like his eye color started to change because of the people believe.
Really?
Yeah, his eye color changed. Like he even said it, like his eyes. He said it. He said, yeah, his eyes were originally brown, and then he's like, my eyes even changed, and then even his voice. Voice starting to change to sound even more and more like Nice. Like
I know one of the big things was like he said his OCD and anxiety was going up since he started wearing the suit. So I guess he is adapting exactly Nice. I guess that's really the only way you can put it. I didn't even recognize the eyes. Even if he said it, it just must have just went right over my head. But that's
he definitely had a whole scene in the car about it. I think it was in a limousine and he was looking at himself.
Yeah. And when the little goons was talking, I like the goons. I like those goons. I'm not even gonna lie. Those goons are dope.
So
did y'all call? Oh, what you gonna say, Tim?
Not I would go on. I was just thinking about the villain, the little girl. But go on ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was about.
Okay.
I was about to say. Did y'all call the big bad wolf girl as the little
Yeah.
girl? Did y'all see that from like a mile away?
Yeah, once Nice had like at first I didn't, but then once Nice popped up and just started talking and stuff, I was like, oh, I already know what's about to happen.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly how I felt when he saw the book, and then he saw the book, and then we got the little flashback, and then he popped up. I believe that was the order of it all. And when he popped up and was like, pretty much like, she doesn't want to destroy the statue, I was like, oh, okay, I know exactly who it is. It's the girl. And I was sitting there trying to guess every which way of how she turned into a villain. Like, oh, because the guy stole her thunder about giving it to, so like it twisted, and then like I was like, what subverted my expectations of it was how she became the villain. It wasn't the fact that she was the villain.
Yeah, this man ain't showing me no love, man. He just ran off. He ran off from the club,
It wasn't
bro.
that she was not shown. She wasn't shown love. It's like he became something he wasn't. Like that was her hero. He saved her life and everything like that. She saw him as his true self, and then like it goes back to the companies and everything like that. The company who were sponsoring him and everything, they turned him into something else, and he just went with it.
Yeah, that's why I know Nice was saying she didn't want to tear down the statue. Like that wasn't necessarily her goal, but it was more symbolic about her goal, because that statue ultimately is what led to him having to stand tall, never break down, never show the emotions that she saw. But she was there before he was even a hero and all this stuff. So she saw like how the powers, the corporations and everything just broke him down into being something, like you were saying, completely different. And it just drove her insane that she couldn't share that version of him with the world.
Yeah. I also don't think the bullying, which we could go into like the things that we didn't like about the episode. I also don't think the bullying needed to be there. Like they could have did that whole thing what they were doing instead of like her getting bullied and everything like that when she was in the art class and everything like that. I was like, I don't think that was necessary. I also feel like this. It is very interesting with what they're doing with the contrasting animation styles. Like we got 3D at one point, and then we have this gorgeous ass like 2D things, and then sometimes it goes into a comic book thing, because that's how I kind of view this as a comic book. Like the first 2 episodes, they were like a little small story arc. This one started another. It's its own separate issue and everything like that. But like this doesn't feel like anime, and it makes sense because it's technically not a traditional anime because it's not in Japan and all that junk. It's a Chinese animated thing, but like this feels more like it should be on like Cartoon Network or something, not Adult Swim or Toonami. But this feels like it should be on Cartoon Network,
like a daytime slot.
Yeah. That's
I can see that.
Like.
I can definitely see
that reboot or something.
Reboot, exactly.
It reminds me of this show called The Hero Within, and that's what this reminds me of, and that's what this really feels like. It feels like that The Hero Within type of deal here. What were some of the things that y'all didn't like about this episode, Tim?
Honestly, I would say probably the girl's backstory was I feel like it didn't really make sense to the point of pushing her to the edge to be like this anti-hero propagandist type of, like it just felt kind of out of place a little bit. Like I guess it linked the drawing aspect and the comic aspect, like that made sense, but it doesn't seem like enough to me. It didn't feel like enough for a boiling point to become a hero's nemesis.
Yeah. I feel you. Forbes, what about you, man?
Man, like you said, it really didn't feel like an anime, man. Cause you just kind of threw me off. Like I was expecting like some more continuation with, I guess, Moon or whatever the case might be, which it was somewhat. But that whole story just threw me for a loop. Like it was good, but at the same time, it felt out of place, like Tim said. Like it really did. And
Let
it's
me ask
crazy.
y'all.
It doesn't feel like it really don't feel like an anime though. But I
Yeah,
like that though.
I do too. I do like that too. It is very odd. I know we was talking about this before we started. It is odd that because I know I don't know that much about the series. I just know this is an anthology type series, and this is technically season 3 of the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird that they would, because this one is like animated by like 3 different studios and stuff like that. Like this has like 3 different people,
Yeah,
3 different
it's like-
hands in the pot.
It's
and everything
animated
like
by
that.
China and Japan. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, it's
Like,
animated
it's
by both of them.
I know it's a collaboration with Billy and Amy Plex
Mm-hmm.
for the big
Mhm.
thing, and it's just weird that this is the one they want to pick to
Yeah, like
globally, because this one, because my question I was gonna ask y'all, did y'all watch this dubbed or sub? How'd y'all watch this?
honestly, I looked at it in dub. I'm not gonna lie, because it
You
don't
watched
feel
the
like like we keep saying, it don't feel like an anime. So like me hearing a dub or sub is really don't make me no difference.
What about you?
I
Tim?
didn't know there was a dub of it. When I put it on, it was in Chinese on Crunchyroll. It was in Chinese when I was listening to it.
There's a dub, and this is like one of the few anime that's coming out this season that's getting a simul dub, like a proper simul dub. So the dub comes out the same day the subtitle version comes out.
At the
So,
same
like,
time?
Yeah, at the same time. It's one of those. It's kind of how Space Dandy was.
Mhm.
Okay.
So like the dub and the sub come out the same time. Like how normally the seasons happen. Like if something was gonna get dubbed, it's normally like the first 3 episodes of a said show is out, and then the first episode, they're normally like 2 episodes behind the sub version.
Yeah.
The dub is
Mhm.
normally, but this one they're getting the dub the same day. So like I watched the dub too, mainly because I'm lazy and I don't feel like reading.
It caught me completely off guard though, because I feel like the first 2 episodes I was watching in Japanese, so then I heard them.
Yeah.
When you have the
And I was like-
Chinese,
I was like, hold on, I don't want to make it sound like I don't know the difference between the 2 languages, but this doesn't sound like Japanese right now. And and I was like, okay, I'm watching it. It makes sense that I'm watching it in Chinese, but it just caught me all the way off guard. I still liked it though. It's still enjoyable.
the
Mhm.
dub is really good. I will say.
Yeah, no,
that.
it is.
The
It
dub
is.
is
And
really
I don't
good.
look at dub. Like I look straight sub on everything.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, like the dub for this is perfect though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, the dub is really good, and I also was I'm a big anime opening guy. I said this in another video. I don't
this.
skip this one.
I don't. Yeah.
Yo, this is a
Yeah.
banger, man.
Yeah, I don't skip that one.
Look,
this is a
I
banger.
listened to it the first time, and it's really good. It is really good, but after I hear it one time, I skip. I'm sorry.
Come
I-
on,
I'm a
Tim.
habitual
certain
intro
ones I
skipper.
can't do it. Like
It
Bleach,
is a
I
banger,
go through
though.
that whole jump. Like nope, I'm sitting there the whole time. Unless I really want to look at the episode, I'll skip it. But other than that, I'll just let it play through.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
you know, I do reactions and stuff, so I try to just skip through to try and skip any extra editing because that's just gonna get taken out anyways.
Forbes, what was your favorite part in the episode?
Basically the swap in between the 2D and the 3D. Like I kind of like that art style. I like, you know what I'm saying? I like the way they're doing it. Like it seemed like a remix of like Miles Morales movie, but it's in like
Yeah,
on
the
Chinese
Into the
style.
Spider Verse.
How I go from like 2D to 3D. Like for the most part, really like the animation and how they really starting to expand on the universe a little bit more. and making the power scaling a little bit more clearer. Basically, it goes off your rank. So altogether, I think it was a good episode, though.
Okay. Tim, what's your favorite part in the episode?
I did like the swapping between the animation styles. I noticed that this episode they didn't do it as much as the first two episodes.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know if you were going to get to it or not. But the ending was my favorite part.
That would be once we had finished that. Yeah, that's.
I've been licking at the chops trying to get to.
Well, let's jump in. Well, let's jump into the ending. Like, tell us about the ending, Tim.
The ending, because we know how the system builds up, and he just became number 10. So is that going to knock him back out of 10 because he's obviously going to lose some trust value? And the way what's his name? God Hand. He's given what's the editor's name? James Jameson or whatever his name is. Yeah. That's who he is.
Jameson.
Yeah, that's his name's something like that. It's like 3 J names from Spider-Man, the editor.
Jameson, John Jameson.
Yeah, that's who he reminds me of. So it's going to be about messing up the image of Nice, and that I knew Moon was going to come back, but I didn't know how, and I really like how it came back. It just gave me more of a reason to watch next week.
Yeah, and that's going back to the basically them touching on the company. See, now the company going to be in the hot seat now for trying to cover this up. Or basically putting a narrative.
Yeah, that is true. I see it as this dude becoming basically Nice's arch nemesis, basically, for the most part. But like at the same time, there's something else there, because even in the first episode, he was trying to expose Nice, but like we don't really know why he's trying to do this. There's got to be something else there for that.
So if you at the credits, you notice at the very beginning of the credits, it's Nice sitting in the throne. And then it's like some masked guy sitting in a throne. I do not think God Hand is the final villain. I think who's ever sitting in the throne is the final. Who's the guy villain.
Talking to him though?
Oh,
it was just like some octopus machine that was talking to him when he took him over at first. So I think God Hand is like literally the hand of who's ever really controlling everything behind the scene.
Okay. All right. Well, that would lead into the predictions of at least the next couple episodes of what you want to see or what you think is going to happen. I personally want to see the teddy bear because I know he's in the top 10. He looks dope, and I want to see this teddy bear with this fedora hat on and everything. Like in the opening, see, this is why you watch the opening. In the opening, they basically count because dude with glasses, Mr. X, or Hero X, basically, he is number 1. He's number 1. And
so that's what the number 1 hero is actually called, though, right? They're called X, right? Like
yeah.
Name, right?
Okay. X. He is number.
So that guy's a different person.
Yeah, the dude with the white slick hair with the glasses.
I thought that was him just older.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people with white hair. Right?
Yeah, from my understanding, he's like the secondary protagonist of the show. But like he's number 1, and then number 2 is the girl. Yeah, he got some broke power. Like when his preview came out, that's what made me drop.
Yeah, that's what made me want to look at it.
Yeah, like 3 years ago when his preview came out, that's what made me want to get into the show.
He was snapping people in the space.
Yeah. Like he is broke.
I didn't even see that. I don't even know what y'all talking about.
Bro.
Yeah, there was a PV of him, and then there's a PV that just came out not too long ago of Queen, who's ranked number 2.
Yeah, that don't look crazy too.
But like you in the opening and even in the ending, towards the ending with the people in the seats and everything like that, like they go down by rank. Like you see him as Queen, and then the teddy bear guy I'm talking about, he's like 7. He's either 7 or 6. But like I that's who I'm hoping to see. I don't think I also don't think this is gonna hurt Nice's trust too much, even though it already got out that people thought that Moon died and she clearly is not dead. But at the same time, they know, because like I feel like from the first episode, they know this guy is up to no good. The dude that's in the who got Moon and everything right now, they know he's up to no good. So they might think
not believe him.
Yeah, they could spin it real easy. Forbes, what you feeling about prediction, or what you want to see in the next couple of episodes?
I honestly want to see X. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see the guy's X. Cause now that I know that's not him, like honestly, like whole time I thought like that was the same character. I thought they were like doing like a build up, like as far as like showing him when he first became a hero, and then now this is how he is now. Whatever the case might be. Now I just know he's a whole different person.
Yeah,
like,
that's another dude.
I honestly think so I'm trying to put this together. So Nice, will he ever run into number one though? I think they might just switch it up. Like as far as like, okay, we're gonna tell Nice's story, then we're gonna tell X's story, then we're gonna tell Queen's story. Like that's how I think they're gonna break it up probably.
Oh, so you think it's gonna be like first couple episodes is mainly about Nice, next couple episodes it'll be about X, next episode it'll be about the hero and everything like that. Do we know how many episodes this is?
24, I believe.
It's like 24,
is it 24? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe so.
That's more than enough.
Yeah, I believe it is 24 episodes, so that gives it enough for it to move up the ranks of the heroes, and then a little something at the end.
All right, Tim, what you looking forward to?
Dang, man, there's so like of course I want to see the direction it's going, but I really think that death premonition he had is going to come back around of Moon being dead. I know a lot of people thought that fell out of place and was like not an ass pull, but I can't think, like it just was like there for no reason. But I think it's going to come back around, and I feel like it's going to come back around in the next few episodes. I think he's unlocking something, because we know he has empathy. So I think he's unlocking like a premonition type of power that none of the other Nices, or at least the Nice before, had. So I feel like he's going to be able to see something eventually that's going to have him change what's going on. And I do agree with Forbes. I do think it's going to progress. Next 2 episodes is going to be 9, then 8, then 7, then 6. And it's just going to be very episodic with an overarching plot going on just to stop God Hand.
Okay, all right. This also, now also thinking about it, because this is a superhero thing, this also feels like Tiger and Bunny to me. I don't know if y'all have seen Tiger and Bunny, but this does feel like Tiger and Bunny as well. It's another like superhero 3D, 2D type anime thing. But well, you down below, you tell us what you thought about episode 3 of To Be Hero, and if you're excited for the next episode, you will catch us in the next one. Anime Association out.